JD Vance just went on Fox News to beg Elon Musk not to start his own political party. And I don't mean suggest or advise, I mean full on please Elon, don't leave us. We can't do this without you. Groveling. It's honestly the most insecure thing I've seen a Republican do in a while. And that's saying something because the bar is low, like Mar-a-Lago basement low. Elon Musk has been flirting with the idea of starting his own political movement, something he called the America Party. And before you laugh, yes, this was supposed to be his big political play after quitting Trump's weird government job running the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE. Because of course Elon Musk can't resist a meme. But here's the thing, Musk's little America Party experiment is already fizzling out. The Wall Street Journal, Reuters, even the Daily Beast are all reporting that Musk is quietly putting the brakes on the whole project. And who steps up to make sure he doesn't run off with his billions? JD Vance. On Fox News, he literally told Musk it would be a huge mistake to go third party and begged him to stick with the GOP.
When Elon Musk departed, he said it was, dramatic departure. And I know you know him well, you're good friends with him, but he said he's going to start a third party and that sent everyone into the stratosphere. But he's since kind of backed off that. And now, according to the Wall Street Journal, he is considering backing you in 2028. I know you don't want to get ahead of the president. He's only 7 months into this. But would that be something you would welcome, certainly his staying in politics and perhaps supporting you down the road?
Yeah, so I saw the story, and as far as I can tell, the story is completely fake. I've never talked with Elon Musk or, frankly, any other donor about 2028. I do think that it would be a huge mistake for Elon to go forward with a third party. And my argument to him is, whether you like it or not, you are now perceived by the far left as on the side of the American right. You believe in law and order, you believe in closed borders, you believe in economic growth and prosperity, you believe in making things in the United States of America. The idea that Elon is ever going to go back to being sort of in the middle, where Democrats and Republicans both like him, that's just not going to happen. He is perceived as being on the American right. And so if he doesn't like things the Republican Party is doing, my advice to Elon would be try to fix the Republican Party. Try to push it in your own way. Disagree with me all you want, disagree with the President of the United States, but don't pretend that you can make a big difference with a third party. I think Elon would make a much bigger difference if he stayed loyal to President Trump's Republican Party. And if he had disagreements, express those disagreements from the inside as opposed to from the outside.
Now, let's pause here, because this is hilarious. Republicans love to market themselves as rebels, outsiders, free thinkers who own the libs and hate the establishment. But the second one of their sugar daddies even thinks about leaving the tent. Suddenly it's panic mode. Suddenly it's, no, 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 don't split the base, don't break the cult, please stay loyal to Trump. It's cult behavior, plain and simple. You can't have a difference of opinion, you can't try something new, because if you step outside, you risk costing Trump power. And JD Vance knows that if Musk ever did bankroll a third party, even if it flopped, it could take just enough MAGA votes away to hand Democrats a big win in 2028. That's why he's groveling. But let's be real, Elon Musk starting a political party was never going to happen. The guy can't even get a Cybertruck windshield wiper to work. He's got more abandoned projects than Twitter has bots. Remember the Hyperloop? Dead. Colonies on Mars? Yeah, call me when we get working Wi-Fi on the subway first. Tesla robots? Still not replacing anyone. Twitter? Sorry, X, still unusable. And this man was going to build a new political party? Please. It would last 15 minutes before he got distracted posting memes about Dogecoin. And yet, JD Vance acted like this was a credible threat to democracy. JD Vance telling Elon Musk to stay loyal to Trump is like a sidekick begging a supervillain not to go solo. Imagine your whole political strategy being, please Elon Musk, don't ruin us with your midlife crisis. Honestly, this is just two billionaires fanboys fighting over who gets to sit closest to Trump at the dinner table. And here's the real story. The GOP knows they're fragile. Trump's movement is big, but it's not invincible. If someone with Musk's money decided to split off, even just to troll, it could peel away a chunk of the Republican base. Enough to change the outcome in swing states. That's why JD Vance is terrified. That's why he went on TV to basically beg Elon not to do it. For liberals, the takeaway is clear. Let them fight. If Musk wants to waste billions on a failed vanity project, go for it. If Vance wants to humiliate himself begging for loyalty, all the better. The Republican Party is so desperate to keep their billionaires happy that they're willing to look this pathetic on national television. And we should be watching with popcorn. So yeah, JD Vance has a message for Elon Musk. Don't leave. Stay loyal to Trump. And honestly, if that's their survival strategy going into 2028, I like our chances. Because if the GOP is this fragile, this insecure, and this dependent on Elon Musk's Twitter addiction, then the Democrats don't need to panic.
For JD Vance, this wasn't just another bad day at work. The guy just got back from a vacation with his family in England. And we all know how tough it is to come back to work after vacation. I myself was just away with my family for the past 2 weeks, something I'm very lucky and grateful to have done. It's a privilege that I get to have vacation like that because Americans don't get enough vacation. I mean, very few Americans would say we get too much time off, except, of course, Donald Trump, who complained back on Juneteenth. The U.S. has too many non-working holidays, adding the workers don't want it either. He posted that just before flying to his New Jersey golf resort for 3 days. But I saw this stat from Zatio when I was on my own vacation. I just couldn't believe it. JD Vance has been vice president for 7 months now. And in those 7 months, he's gone on 8 vacations. 8! His first one was 5 days after starting the job. Do you remember that? It was the Vance family ski vacation to the Sugar Bush Resort in Vermont. 5 days into the job. His motorcade was met with protesters. Many carried signs with local-themed insults like Vance skis and jeans. Some protesters even found him out on the slopes.
JD Vance has been vice president for 7 months and somehow managed to take 8 vacations in that time. That's more getaways than months in office. And yet, despite trying to run off and relax, the man can't escape the memes. On his latest vacation in the UK countryside, protesters followed him with bald baby memes, a trolling van, and even a cake of his face. Honestly, this is comedy gold. Let's start with the numbers. 8 vacations in 7 months. 8. The dude is averaging more PTO than a college sophomore with senioritis. Meanwhile, Americans are out here lucky to get 2 weeks off a year. But Vance? He's treating the vice presidency like it's a gap year in Europe. If there's a frequent flyer program for political embarrassment, JD Vance is platinum by now. So his most recent getaway? The Cotswolds in England. Very fancy. Very old money countryside vibes. Except instead of quiet tea and scones, JD walked into a meme ambush. Protesters rolled up with a van plastered with that infamous bald baby meme of him. You know the one. Pudgy cheeks, blank stare, looks like the world's most overpaid toddler. They literally drove it around his luxury vacation spot, blasting his humiliation like it was a political ice cream truck.
Last month, again, he's only been doing the job for 7 months. Last month, Vance and the family had a little Nantucket vacation, a fundraiser, some rest and relaxation, which was tough for them to find because they were surrounded by protesters yet again. Lots of protesters with lots of creative signs, like that one. And then just 2 weeks ago, Vance and his family headed to Ohio for a JD Vance birthday vacation.
I had a really good day. We woke up, we took the kids canoeing down the Little Miami River in southwestern Ohio, and then I played golf, and then I had a really delicious meal and ice cream for dessert. That's my perfect day.
Part of why that river trip was so perfect was because the Army Corps of Engineers raised the level of the entire river for Vance's trip just to create, quote, ideal kayaking conditions for the vice president.
Imagine trying to sip champagne in peace while your face is being driven past the window on lube, like the world's most cursed Peppa Pig episode. And it didn't stop there. He tried to go out to a Michelin-recommended pub in the countryside, but the staff mutinied. Straight up refused to serve him. The management had no choice but to turn him away. This man got bounced from a pub. Not because he didn't have ID, not because he was rowdy, but because the waitstaff collectively said, nope, not today, Vice President. That's peak British protest right there. You don't need a march. You just need to refuse the man his Guinness. Protesters even showed up with a cake decorated with his bald baby face. Think about that for a second. People use their free time, their baking skills, and probably their kids' lunchbox frosting to troll the vice president on vacation. That's not politics anymore. That's personal. Now you might be asking, why are people doing this? Because JD Vance isn't just on vacation. He's been out here pushing Trump's agenda, cozying up to billionaires, and attacking allies like Ukraine. He even got roasted for bullying a war hero. And the protests are a way of saying, you can't just hide in the countryside while the world burns. Turns out you can buy a first-class ticket across the Atlantic, but you can't escape your reputation, especially if your reputation looks like a bald meme baby. And this isn't new. He's been heckled at Disneyland, protested during military photo ops, memed into Irish parliament debates. The man has a whole career's worth of protests in just half a year of office. He's like the political version of Nickelback. Everywhere he goes, someone boos.
You're gonna couch, buddy?
And here's the bigger story. Vance wants to present himself as Trump's loyal right-hand man, this serious conservative voice. But the public sees him as a meme. He's supposed to be second in command of the country, but half the world only knows him as the bald baby on a van in England. 8 vacations, non-stop protests, rejected at pubs, haunted by memes. Wonder if this is what Republican strength looks like? I'd hate to see weakness. The GOP's second in command can't even get a pint without protesters turning it into a circus.